You know how the Victorians ate mummies, right? Well, did you know that they also turned mummies into paint? Well, not this one, because this is just from a set I own. Let's talk about Edward Burne-Jones, a favourite of mine, who had a whole funeral for one of his paint tubes after finding out that it was made from mummies. Ned was a painter. He was born in Birmingham in 1833 to a working-class family. Ned's art catapulted him to great success from the 1860s onwards. His work was inspired by medieval art, mythology, legends, religion, and he kind of rejected the industrial world of other Victorians. In other words, he was a pre-Raphaelite. So, one time, his nephew, who was the writer Rudyard Kipling, wrote about how the painter Lawrence Alma Tadema, and I hope I'm saying that correctly, visited Ned for lunch, and he startled everyone by saying that he had just been invited to view this workshop that had this mummy on display before it was going to be ground up into paint. Edward scornfully rejected the idea that the pigment had anything to do with mummies, saying it was just the name of the pigment and not actually having to do anything with dead mummies. When he realised that it was actually compounded of what he called dead pharaohs, he ran out and brought out his only tube of mummy brown and insisted on giving it a proper ceremonial burial. According to Kipling's recollection of the events, the funeral seemed to have followed traditional ancient Egyptian rites. Over time, more people discovered the dreadful origins of mummy brown paint, but its production continued for 4 centuries total. Eventually, due to a lack of mummies left to grind down into paint, the last tube of mummy brown was sold in 1964.